Hey traders, welcome back to the Modest Money channel. Hey crypto investors, quick question. Do you really know what your tax software is doing behind the scenes? Because between missing cost basis errors and surprise taxable events, choosing the wrong platform could cost you way more than just time. In this video, we're putting CoinLedger versus CoinTracker head to head, not based on hype, but on real performance, users' feedback, and the stuff no one tells you until it's too late. Let's break it all down. Now, before we dive into which crypto tax software might be your perfect match, take a second and look closely at what CoinTracker versus CoinLedger users are saying about these crypto tax reporting platforms. We didn't just scroll the first few ratings and call it a day. We dug deep. We looked at both glowing 5-star reviews and the angry 1-star rants. Why? Because if you're going to trust one of these cryptocurrency tax software with something as serious as your taxes, you deserve the whole picture. And that starts with the rough patches. Let's take CoinLedger first. One user didn't hold back. He said the done in minutes promise felt like a total exaggeration. According to his experience, he had spent hours trying to troubleshoot missing cost basis errors despite uploading everything correctly. He mentioned that after paying $100 for the software, CoinLedger offered to help resolve the issue, but for an additional $500. He felt scammed and called the whole system broken. Now, that's a heavy accusation. And to be fair, the CoinLedger team didn't ignore it. They replied directly and publicly, apologizing for the confusion and clarifying that recommending paid reconciliation isn't their default solution. They even admitted that this situation was handled poorly and asked him to respond to a DM so they could resolve it. So, while this user had a rough experience, CoinLedger team did make an effort to make things right. That shows a willingness to listen and learn. On the CoinTracker side, one reviewer explained that he purchased a $200 plan, only to discover after downloading his first tax form that all his wallet transfers were labeled as taxable when they shouldn't have been. He couldn't catch the issue before downloading the forms, which apparently disqualified him from receiving a refund. His verdict? He felt he paid $200 only to end up doing the taxes himself. Again, ouch! Both of these users had tough runs, and we don't want to sweep that under the rug. But here's the thing. These stories, while real, are surprisingly rare when you zoom out and look at the big picture. CoinLedger and CoinTracker each serve tens of thousands of users annually, and the vast majority of those users don't run into these issues. We're talking about just a tiny sliver of complaints among a massive sea of successful filings and smooth experiences. Think about it this way. If even one out of every 100 people were having these issues, you'd be seeing hundreds of similar complaints everywhere. But you're not. Still, if you're someone who's especially cautious, there are a few things you can do to protect yourself. First, when dealing with anything that involves a free trial or potential auto-renewals, document everything. Keep a record of your sign-up date, any charges, and most importantly, send manual emails to cancel your plan if needed. Don't just rely on a dashboard button. If anything ever goes wrong, having that email trail can make it much easier to dispute charges with your credit card provider. Also, be mindful of when your trial ends and set a reminder if you think you might forget. That little habit can save you a lot of frustration no matter which platform you choose. Okay, let's zoom back out of this CoinTracker versus CoinLedger reviews and look at the bigger picture. Because the truth is, most users aren't complaining. They're raving. Starting with CoinLedger, one user said he was absolutely dreading the crypto tax season, but CoinLedger changed that completely. He said connecting to Coinbase was seamless, the platform worked quickly without bugs, and most importantly, it just worked. What stood out was that when he mistakenly purchased the wrong tax year, the platform refunded him by the next day. Now, he's already recommended CoinLedger to 2 friends. Another user even exclaimed that the Oscar goes to CoinLedger. He said the interface looked great, was easy to use, and incredibly fast. His final verdict was that everyone should use CoinLedger. And over on the CoinTracker side, one user said he's been with this cryptocurrency tracker for 3 years and called it an essential tool for handling crypto taxes. He appreciated how it helped fill in forms correctly, while also keeping tabs on his portfolio. According to him, it works great and takes the stress out of tax season. Another user pointed out that yes, CoinTracker's Prime services can be pricey, but emphasized that for anyone doing a decent volume of trades, the software is well worth it. He said tracking 2,500 transactions through CoinTracker made filing taxes a breeze. For him, the peace of mind was worth every penny. Sure, every platform has its critics. That's inevitable. But when the vast majority of users are praising the ease of use, reliability, and support, while only a tiny fraction run into trouble, that tells you something. And now that we've got the real-world feedback covered, let's talk about what really makes these platforms tick. Because at the end of the day, you're not signing up for a name. You're investing in capabilities. And this is where CoinLedger and CoinTracker really earn their stripes. If you've ever wrestled with spreadsheets, tried matching blockchain transactions manually, or held your breath during tax season, then what comes next is going to feel like a warm cup of clarity. First up, CoinLedger, a platform that doesn't just handle your crypto tax needs, but is actually a trusted assistant that knows your crypto life inside out. One standout feature, and frankly one of the most useful, if you work with a CPA or tax advisor, is seamless collaboration with tax professionals. For seasoned crypto investors, back and forth emails with your accountant can get messy fast. This crypto portfolio tracker eliminates that mess by letting you invite your accountant directly into your tax workspace. Literally. There's a Add Tax Professional button right on your tax report page, where you can grant secure access to your hired professional. That kind of seamless integration is rare, and it's one of those features you don't realize you need until you've used it, and then you can't imagine life without it. But here's where CoinLedger truly shows off its core brilliance: automated taxable event identification. If you've ever tried to figure out which of your crypto transactions were taxable and which weren't, you know that it's a puzzle wrapped in a headache. CoinLedger removes that stress by automatically identifying taxable events, like staking rewards, airdrops, or crypto interest income, and separating them from non-taxable ones like wallet transfers. And it doesn't just stop at categorizing. The cryptocurrency tax software also calculates cost basis for each transaction, which is the key to figuring out your capital gains or losses. Now, of course, we can't skip over the question on everyone's mind: is CoinLedger secure? The answer is a confident yes. When it comes to password and credential security, CoinLedger goes all in. They don't rely on outdated security protocols. Instead, they enforce advanced password complexity standards and hash your login credentials. In plain English, it's built like a vault, and CoinLedger reviews across the board have praised them for putting security at the center of the user experience. In short, CoinLedger doesn't just simplify your crypto taxes, it revolutionizes how they're done. It's designed for both power users and people who just want to get it right without a headache. Now let's shift gears to CoinTracker, starting with what it does best: wallet and currency support and integration. This is one of the most plug-and-play crypto trackers you'll ever use. Whether you trade on Coinbase, Poloniex, MetaMask, or even the more niche exchanges like Kusama and Gatecoin, CoinTracker connects with them. And if your wallet isn't on the auto-sync list, no problem. You can simply paste a public address, and CoinTracker will read your balance and activity in real time. And yes, you can track over 2,000 coins manually if you're into those ultra-rare low-cap plays. It's basically built for the crypto obsessive. What really turns heads, though, is CoinTracker's massive engine running behind the scenes. Support for over 50,000 smart contracts and real-time reports. That's not a mistake. They've spent the last 9 years building one of the deepest databases in the crypto analytics game. With over 2.5 million active users and access to historical data going back nearly a decade, CoinTracker is like a turbocharged microscope for your crypto tax and portfolio. Realized gains, unrealized gains, profit and loss visuals, and portfolio-wide analytics, it's all there and updated in real time. Now, let's talk security, because it matters, especially with a platform that poses as the best cryptocurrency portfolio tracker. CoinTracker is secured with robust encryption protocols, including full SSL certification and isolated exchange integrations. That means your API keys aren't giving anyone remote access to your funds. They're simply pulling data with no ability to move anything. The entire crypto tax software infrastructure is locked down tight, and onboarding comes with comprehensive documentation for those who want to dive deep. When you pair this level of security with real-time reporting and huge integration coverage, you start to see why CoinTracker is the best crypto tax software and a go-to for serious investors who want insight and accuracy, not just tax filing support. Look, no platform is perfect. Even the best of the best has a few quirks. But here's the thing. The issues you'll run into with CoinLedger and CoinTracker are more like small speed bumps than deal breakers. Now, while CoinLedger's automation is genuinely impressive, there's still the occasional need for manual edits, especially with more uncommon transaction types. But honestly, this is just the nature of crypto. It's still a wild frontier, and no software is going to be 100% perfect at interpreting every oddball transaction. The key difference here is that CoinLedger makes it easy to fix. You don't need a coding degree or a customer support ticket. You just hop in, tweak the data, and move on. As for CoinTracker, the main hiccup some users experience isn't even a flaw, so much as a byproduct of how powerful it is. When you're syncing dozens of wallets across multiple chains and tracking thousands of transactions, things can occasionally lag or take a little extra time to process. But think of it like this. You're running a supercomputer for your crypto. A brief delay in exchange syncing is a small price to pay for one of the most comprehensive, real-time crypto reporting systems available today. And with their top-tier security model and continuous updates, those moments of lag are becoming increasingly rare. When it comes to CoinLedger versus CoinTracker, there's a subtle shift in value depending on how deep your crypto activity goes. CoinLedger tends to be more straightforward in its pricing model. You pay once per tax season, depending on your number of transactions, no monthly fees, no sneaky upsells. For casual or moderate crypto users, it feels like you're paying exactly what you need, nothing more. CoinTracker, on the other hand, runs a subscription model. So if you're someone who wants constant portfolio tracking and real-time tax previews, it might seem more convenient. Now, here's something you definitely don't want to miss. If you sign up using the link in the description, you'll unlock exclusive discounts. Check the description for today's best deals. So, CoinLedger versus CoinTracker, which one actually deserves your hard-earned crypto profits? Well, choosing between CoinLedger and CoinTracker isn't about good versus bad. It's about what fits your crypto life. The best part is that both offer refunds if they don't click. So hit the links below, grab our exclusive discounts, and finally tackle those crypto taxes like a pro.